Greetings everyone, and welcome back to another installment in the iWish series. A series in which I buy questionable tech products from sites such as AliExpress, Wish, and eBay just to see if they're any good. Most of the time they are not, but I like to buy this stuff so you don't have to. And once again we're diving back into the world of storage devices from AliExpress. I've bought some pretty ridiculous things that say that they've got a huge capacity for cheap on both Wish and AliExpress, but now I've got some microSD cards, fairly cheap, and we're going to see if the capacity advertised is what I actually get on these or not. I have a feeling they'll be fine, but you never know. These are very generic microSD cards, so I wouldn't really recommend purchasing these. Always stick with a reputable manufacturer, but it was you folks who generously donated to see these microSD cards shown on the channel, so a big thank you to the people displayed on screen. You all wanted to see these, and I have them all. We're going to take a look at them and see if they actually are 64 gig microSD cards. I know this video is not going to be too exciting because we're going to be just having a look at microSD cards. There's not too much I can show with them, but I kind of did order a little bit of a bonus that I'll show in this video as well. So once again, thank you to all of these folks for telling me to go ahead and purchase these. We did actually find a seller who was able to make custom microSD cards with your own little design on it. However, I messaged them and then they said they're not available, so I haven't looked since, but I will get back to it. Also, I was meant to order an S23 Ultra clone, however, that didn't happen because it turned out it was an S22 Ultra clone that I had found, not an S23 Ultra clone, so I'm keeping my eye out for that one. But anyways, how this video is going to be structured is going to be pretty much all over the place, so I'm going to include timestamps in the description as well as a pinned comment so you can skip to wherever you need to be, because what I'm going to be doing is going through each microSD card, so the listing, unboxing, and then we'll test it. But the test I'll have all in one big segment. Don't worry, if it doesn't make any sense, it doesn't make sense to me either. Just go along with it and we'll see how we go. Alright, the first memory card we're taking a look at is the high-speed card 16 gig, 32 gig, 128 gig memory card, 64 gig TF original, 128 gig mini SD, 32 gig memory card, 8 gigabytes, which is a title that kind of makes sense. That is for a 64 gigabyte version. I didn't want to push my luck with a 128 gig, so I stuck with 64 gigabytes. That is a whole $7.06, but I paid about $7.78 Australian, so I'll display a currency conversion chart on screen for you all so you get a rough idea of how much this costs around the world. And a 64 gig microSD card costs about $12 Australian, just looking it up. So it's only a couple of dollars difference, but that's for a brand name one. This is from a brand name called this. Somnambulist? Someone told me in the live stream that it actually does mean something, but I've completely forgotten what it means. But yeah, it's got a dragon on it, and it's an orange microSD card that has a shiny effect to it, which will be interesting to take a look at. The pictures of the Somnambulist microSD card say that it's a high-speed flash memory enjoy life high-speed memory card, and there it is there in all different capacities. So that's what I mean with 64 gigabytes. You would think that I wouldn't get scammed, but we'll see. I will test these cards out to make sure that these are actually the listed capacity. Dedicated for driving recorder, support 1080p HD recording and saving, clearly record every moment. And there's the huge microSD card with HD mass storage just there, so it's dedicated for driving recorder. In other words, you can use it in a dash cam. Small body and big belly, honor and enjoy, wide compatibility, adapt to mainstream digital devices in the market, compatible with SD card slot devices, large capacity and easy access, while retaining the excellent performance and speed of the memory card. I don't know why Captain America has anything to do with this and why he was brought onto the subject, but here he is anyways. Oh god, this picture. Are you ready for it? Monitor dedicated. The memory card can be applied to the high definition wireless intelligent monitoring guarantee on the market, no freeze during recording, no missing frames. That's just the text part of it. Do you want to see the picture? I have not photoshopped this. This is how it actually is in the listing. They didn't even try. They were just like, yeah, just Photoshop it onto the side of the camera. Perfect. That's good. I'll give them A for effort, okay? It is UAV dedicated. UAV HD aerial photography. Capture the texture of the movie version with memory cards. Compatible with drone storage, reach farther landscapes and explore a different world. And the drone is capturing the SD card just floating there. Actually, it looks like there's something underneath that microSD card that they've just stuck this microSD card on top of. Every time I say microSD card, feel free to take a shot of your favorite alcoholic beverage and see how drunk you get. Because speaking of getting drunk, this is thoroughly waterproof because it has a waterproof chip. Drop into the water without damaging the files in the card and dry it and continue to use. And the card's not even fitting. They just rotated it in Photoshop and stuck it on top of the glass. I went, it's in the glass. It's submerged. You can tell. And then we have intelligent core upgrade with a helicopter coming in with a chip. ready to put it onto the card that is so sophisticated that it doesn't look anything like that. And there's also a little ladder leading up there, but strictly guarantee the stability and fluency of microSD card data transmission at the same time the memory card is more secure. That's the listing for the first memory card. Let's go ahead and open the first one up and take a look at the somnambulous thing. The way it just landed on the mousepad, just the customs declaration does say it's a memory card, so they got that correct. But I'll just slice that open. And there is a parcel inside of a parcel. It's adorable. Out you come, buddy. Alright, so the first one, memory card. The high-performance choice for digital image capture and storage. Yes, it is. We do have a couple of things that it can be used for. There's the card in there, which doesn't shine. Aww, I thought it was going to be a shiny memory card, but no, it's just a print of the dragon and somnambulist and all that sort of stuff on there. Memory card, plug and play, supports Windows, Mac OS, for digital cameras, cellular phones, GPS, MP3 players, and PDAs. 100% tested and tech support. Tech support. Yeah, I'm sure I'd want to call the non-existent number for tech support of this memory card and go, oh yeah, it's not working. I don't know why I can't format it. To open this up, you literally just pop that open and out it comes. Taking a closer look at it, there's nothing printed on the bottom and the front of it looks like this. Somnambulist with a dragon, 64 gig TF card, and that's really it. It's not that interesting, is it? I can say the print does look okay on the microSD card. It's not terrible. I can see what it says on it. I can see the dragon and all of its glory shooting whatever it's shooting at the 64 gig there. Well, let's just see if it comes up as 64 gig there. So I have my testing tablet here. Put the 64 gig card into an adapter. Alright, it has come up as 64 gigabytes, which is correct. Nothing on there. So I'll open up Chip Genius to see if it actually tells me the chip size or not. I can't tell the chip size within this. Let me open up H2TestW, select the microSD card, and we'll write and verify it. Let's see the write speeds. 27 meg. Not bad. Well, I need to show the other microSD cards, so I'll cancel this for now, and I'll do the testing off camera and report back to you. So that's the first memory card done. Will this be 64 gigabytes? Stick around till later in the video, and we'll see if this actually is or not. So time for the second microSD card. Have you ever wanted a microSD card for a special occasion of the year? Perhaps for Halloween or Christmas? Well, I have you covered, because today I'm going to be having a look at the spooky original mini SD card class 10 memory card 64 gig mini card Cartio de Memoria TF card for phone. And this is currently $6.33 Australian for a 64 gig version. So I'll display another currency conversion chart just to give you all an idea of how much this thing will cost around the world. But the brand of this is Hiss the Sea with the spooky Halloween decorations on it. Whatever Hiss the Sea is, but okay, sure. It's got A1 high performance, speed up without speed. Speed up without speed, sure thing. High speed transmission, HD worry-free shooting, new A1 performance, and multi-capacity selection. Multi-capacity selection. They only offer 64 gigs. But yeah, the print is going to be very exciting to see how well this looks on this card. Widely used in Comic Sans. Compatible with Mutal brand smartphones, driving recorders, table cameras, drones, and there's a camera there on the microSD card, and a camera and a drone and an iPhone 5. Tip: SLR camera, have to insert the adapter. No shit, Sherlock. Mobile phone expansion, efficient and stable, optimized for mobile app and enjoy smooth performance so that mobile games are more stable without watching movies. So that mobile games are more stable without watching movies. How can you be playing a game and watching a movie at the same time on your phone unless you have a dual screen phone or you're using multi-screen window stuff going on? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, but there's an F1 card just whee out of the screen of the phone there, and the microSD card just on the side. Memory card, apps run faster. Unimpeded games enjoy the game experience. What are they even playing that on? What phone is that? Feel free in the comments to debate what phone that is, but I think they're playing PUBG, if I'm not mistaken, with 50 megabytes max speed. So we'll see when we test that in H2TestW. Multiple protection, waterproof, shockproof, anti-magnetic, and X-ray proof. So you're going through an airport? Oh, don't worry, my microSD card is X-ray proof. It's not going to destroy my data, but there's a big magnet there, comically oversized magnet, just, you know, the lightning bolts just zapping the card there, and it's going through the X-ray scanner, and that's clearly not a microSD card going through there, but once again, sure thing. Oh, so the glass just shattering, so if you throw this microSD card at some glass, it will shatter the glass. supposedly. Okay, that's all the listing for the Halloween one, so we have another parcel, and that's got 2 parcels inside of a parcel. Many parcels. Since the third one is in here, I'm just going to be taking a random guess as to which one I open first. So they're both exactly the same. Alright, we'll put you to the side, I'll choose you. Nope, that's the other one. So it's this one we're going to take a look at. Once again, same thing. Memory card, the high performance choice for digital image capture and storage. All the same packaging with the tech support and 100% tested, so they're just using the same packaging. But the memory card itself, nothing printed on the bottom, but the printing on the front looks a little something like this. Oh, hey, let's go for a zoom in. Okay, I was expecting a lot worse, but that's not too bad. Okay, if I look at it in person, it's a bit blurry and stuff, but for the most part, you can tell that there's some spooky pumpkins and a lantern and some candles and stuff with it's the C 64GB TF card. I'll give this a pass. This actually does look like a decent microSD card. A spooky microSD card. Let's plug it into the laptop and see what it comes up with. Alright, in we go. 64GB once again. So straight to H2 test W, write and verify. 27, 29, 29 megs, 30 megs, 31 megabytes. It just, okay, so it's half reasonable. Once again, I'm gonna do the verifying process off camera because I want to put the next one into this to see if it's 64GB or not. We'll cancel this, but it's all looking pretty good so far for the C spooky Halloween microSD card. Let's move on to the third one, which for the third one, if you wanted a microSD card for right around Christmas time, this thing's got you covered with the original mini SD card class 10 memory card 64GB mini card Carteo de Memoria TF card for phone. I think it's the same as the Halloween one. It was from the same seller. Once again, $6.33. So I'll display the same currency conversion chart you've seen previously for the second microSD card on screen, so you get a rough idea of how much this thing costs around the world. So once again, half price for a brand of a card that I have never heard of before, which the brand of the card is okay, this is going to be fun. Okay. Okay, forget it. This has what appears to be an apple with a Santa hat and a leaf on it, which looks very exciting. The pictures in the listing show that it's fully compatible with a SMOOREZ phone, tablet, game machine, GPS navigation, and ... But wait for it. The camera must have Did someone have a stroke while writing that? Oh god, camera must for insert for adapt for to opera. Maybe their T key was missing on their keyboard and they're like, okay, we've got to figure this out, folks. How are we going to do this? Use F. Alright, done. Driving recorder, make the life clearer. Once again, the microSD card just photoshopped poorly into there, just shoved into the rear view mirror. They didn't try, and then it's comically oversized on the dashboard there too, because, you know, look how fast it is. Actually, it'd be really cool to have an oversized microSD card just for the fun of it. Does anyone make oversized microSD cards? It'd be hilarious to have one on display. You can use this in a Huawei phone, mobile phone, large capacity, store more beautiful memories on your Christmas themed Orgeo-K? I'm gonna call it an Orgeo-K. That sounds so wrong in every way, but okay, sure. For tablets, assist in work and life. And they've got 2 cards displayed there for some particular reason. Then the drone, which looks like the director of Birdemic made this photo up. That's what it looks like. Easy and fast shooting, recording high definition pictures at full speed, not stuck, clearly recording every moment. I guess I'll agree with that. Wireless cameras, data security and stability with 4 of them displayed. Support repadded erasing, monitoring video is easy to store, free to call, use, more peace of mind. And once again, the protection. It's waterproof, anti-magnetic, shockproof and temperature. I wonder how long it would take to catch on fire. S'MOOREZ might be playing with fire later on. And the last picture is once again, free up memory, play faster at performance. No need to worry about running out of memory on your phone, and the memory card is just photoshopped onto the side of the phone, just sticking out. Not sure what kind of phone that is. The sensor array looks a little strange. It looks like an Oppo, but it doesn't quite look like an Oppo. It's something. You'll have to tell me down in the comments below. The third microSD card, let's take a look at it. And the big surprise is the packaging is exactly the same as the other ones. The same high-speed performance, all that sort of fun stuff. And then we'll just pop that out, and here we go. Does it look good? The answer is... it's a bit blurry. You can definitely see the Santa hat and the apple that it's sitting on. 64 gig TF card is a little blurry, but you know what? The print looks okay, and look, you can see all the texture to it as well. Quality-wise, for a $6 MicroSD card, that print isn't too bad. We only bought these because of the prints, didn't we? We didn't buy them for anything else, and on the back is just looking fairly standard, nothing to see there. Let's plug you into there. I assume that it's all going to be exactly the same, but once again, I'll put this in, H2 test W, see if it comes up as 64 gig. Yes, it does. 48 meg a second just then. 32 meg a second. 34 meg. Oh, this is the fastest one out of all of them. But I will abort because I'm going to put the first one back in. So we're going to test these in the order that I've shown them. So the somnambulist thing goes in first, and I'll write and verify this, and then we'll see if they're waterproof or whatever they had claimed in the listing. Off we go. So what's the speed of this? 20, 24 meg, 27 meg, 25. So I'll now put this on charge, leave it to the side, and continue on with this in the background while I do some other things. But feel free to start guessing. Are all three going to be legit 64 gig microSD cards? Only time will tell. They're either all going to be the same capacity, 64 gig, or they're all going to be the same capacity and be less than that. They could be 8 gig cards, I don't know. For a total of almost $20 worth of microSD cards, let's see if any of them are worth it. And as a bonus, whichever card turns out to be the fastest out of all of them, I will use for testing in phones from now on. So instead of my generic microSD card, I'll use one of the fancier ones to test them. That'll be a bit fun. Okay, the first microSD card is done. The So something or other, I forgot the name of it. It is a legit 64 gig card with a read speed of 62 megs and a write speed of 26.8 megabytes, which isn't together all that bad for an almost $8 64 gig microSD card. Let's move on to the second one and see how that one goes. Okay, the second microSD card, which is the Halloween one, has finished with no errors. It is in fact a 64 gig one with a read speed of 61.6 megabytes and a write speed of 30.1 megabytes. So not bad for a $6 microSD card with a capacity of 64 gigabytes. I could definitely use this for testing phones and stuff instead of my SanDisk one that I use. It's probably not going to be super reliable, but hey, for the price, can't complain. Let's try the last one and see if that's a winner too. The results are in for the third card. It is in fact a 64 gig microSD card with a read speed of 61.4 megabytes and a write speed of 39.1 megabytes. So this seems to be the fastest microSD card out of all of them. This is the Christmas special Aogaki one or whatever it was called. So altogether, all three microSD cards were legit. So you can buy legit cheap storage off AliExpress. It's just a matter of how reliable it's going to be. Alright, well since we've done with the testing, let's get moving on. So accordingly, the microSD cards are shockproof. Certainly are. What a surprise. What about waterproof? At least the microSD card's actually in the glass this time. Because there's no power or anything going through it, I can just drive this off and it'll still work. It's just a thing for advertising to go, oh look, you can drop it in water and it'll be fine. What if we just light it on fire? There's sparks. Man, I think it's temperature proof too. Yeah, fair, it's a little burnt, but I think it'll be fine. So you can put it in a volcano and then pull it back out and it'll still work. Amazing. Well, that was a fairly ridiculous durability test. They're shockproof, they're waterproof, and they're also temperature proof. Even though I held this under the lighter for quite a bit, it still survived. It's just a little bit damaged, but we'll see if it still works. Alright, so with a random S5 that's going to complain about the battery life, I'll just put the first SD card in, the whatever it's called, Hitches the C, and they're all on there, so that all still works. The one I dunked in water, the Aogaki. Yeah, okay, your guess is as good as mine with that one. Yep, there it all is. Still all working. While I should have burnt the actual contact area of it, I've only just burnt the end of it. It should still work, the somnambulist one. Let's see if it just comes up. Yep, there it is there. With all the H2 test W results on there. I mean, it would be pretty silly if I was to drop a microSD card and it broke in half. Hey, I'm just doing what the advertising claims, okay? You can't wrong me for doing that. But at the end of the day, I've got 3 legit 64 gig microSD cards from AliExpress for 20 bucks. What am I going to do with them? Well, as I said, I'll replace my normal 32 gig testing microSD card with one of these, probably the spooky Halloween one because it's funny. And the other 2, I will just do something with them, I guess. I was kind of half thinking they were gonna be somewhat of a fake capacity. Maybe the 128 gig ones may have been. I think the 128 gig one's $13 or something like that, whereas the 64 gigs are around $6 to $7. But for them to turn out to be all 64 gig and legit with decent read and write speeds, I can't really complain. The end result turned out fairly good, to be honest. It's just a matter of how reliable these are going to be in the long run. They'll probably be perfectly fine. I mean, if you don't really care about the data that's on them, then whatever. But if you do care about the data that you're going to store on these, then obviously go with a reputable manufacturer, just in case. You can go onto AliExpress and search them up yourself. There's so many other generic microSD cards that are floating around on AliExpress. There is so many of them, but we just picked out those 3, and I'm gonna go back and see if I can find that person who makes custom SD cards and see if I can get them going, but who knows when that'll actually come to fruition. I also kind of forgot to use this. I filmed 2 videos last night and wasn't even thinking, so sorry. I'll make sure that comes back in the next ones. That's everything I can talk about with 3 microSD cards. Thanks to all of the folks displayed on screen for donating to see these reviewed on the channel. I really do appreciate the generosity, and I hope I have entertained you all with looking at these random microSD cards that turned out to be legit after all, which is quite a surprise from AliExpress. You can actually buy legit storage on there. It's just how reliable it's going to be is very questionable, but hey, we got something good in the end. And with the rest of the funds, I'll be looking for an S23 Ultra Clone, maybe some other stuff on AliExpress I'll be keeping my eyes out for. But if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for sitting through and watching this. Hope it was entertaining. I mean, it was just, as I said, 3 microSD cards. There's not much I could show with it, but if you needed to use the timestamps to skip along just to see if they were actually legit or not, that's completely fine, that's why they're there. Alright folks, well we've come to the end of the video, however, it's not quite over. It's over if you just wanted to see the microSD cards, but there's a bit of a bonus. I ordered some extra things on AliExpress that you folks sort of said for me to purchase, so I'll include it in this video as a bit of a fun bonus for you all. But regardless, thank you so much for watching this video, I really do appreciate it, and I hope you got a kick out of it. And that is another installment in the iWish series, and hopefully the S23 Ultra Clone will be the next installment in the iWish series, but I've got a ton of things that I want to work on and get through. And considering I've just come off my break and I just sort of threw everything together, I completely forgot about this, and yeah, well, I'll make sure it's in the next videos. Thanks again for watching, I really appreciate it. And as always, please take care, stay safe, be good people, and I'll see you all in the next video, which will be so many things that I've got to work on and finish. I've got a huge to-do list, so I want to get through it as soon as I can. Expect to see more content coming soon. But until then, take care and enjoy the bonus. So now for the bonus bit of the video. These were found on stream, and I asked you folks if I should buy them, and I'm pretty sure you folks donated to allow me to purchase these, because I do not own said things inside of this until now. So I have shown these on the channel previously without actually physically owning the cartridges, but now I physically own the cartridges. What's in here, you ask? I have 3 Game Boy Advance games. I've got Doom, Doom 2, and Wolfenstein 3D, and that came to a total of $23.12 Australian for all 3 games. Let's open this up and see what they look like. It's in another package. Alrighty. Now they do say memory cards on them, which I thought I'd ordered more memory cards than I thought, but nope, this should be the games because I can feel the cartridges in here. Oh, they're just in their own little... Okay. The first one, Doom, in a red cartridge shell. That looks sick. The printing doesn't look too bad for the sticker. That looks pretty official. The Game Boy Advance, you know, it's not that hard to replicate. I can see straight inside of the cartridge. I see an epoxy blob, a flash module, and another flash module. And then on the back, we have the Nintendo logo there, the model number, made in Japan, all that good stuff. Let me open up the cartridge real quickly to get a better look at the motherboard. Let's just pop it open. Okay. Oh, is this actually a legit one? Because legit Doom cartridges are pretty expensive from what I've seen, but these chips do look positively ancient. It says 2002 on it. So these repros, or what's the deal? I am not entirely sure here. Doom 2 looks exactly the same inside, 2002 Nintendo. The sticker looks a bit blurry. It's not too bad. I do like the red color scheme for the cartridges though. Doom and red just go together so well. And then finally, Wolfenstein 3D looks a little something like this, and it looks like the same PCB inside of there. The sticker looks a little iffy with the original Nintendo seal of quality on there. But yeah, that's definitely an iffy sticker for sure. Now for the fun part, we get to play them. I have a really bad condition DS that I'll use for testing. This is just one that I happen to have charged up because I was trying to play Guitar Hero on tour with this, and that proved to be really difficult. The screen is a bit scratched up, but it's okay. It works. Let's try Wolfenstein 3D first. Let's give this a go. Ooh, yep. I have not played through all of Wolfenstein 3D. Just never really sort of was my thing. Graphics? Oh, that's all you can do for graphics, okay. New game. All the episodes there. So Escape from Wolfenstein. How tough are you? Don't hurt me. Get psyched. Here it is. Nice. Where's the music? I believe I'm getting shot. Somewhere. There he is. Yep, he's dead. The only reason why I got Wolfenstein 3D was because I have never played Wolfenstein 3D on GBA, and as I said, I've never played through it in its entirety. I think I've played through this level, the next level, and the third level. Wolfenstein 3D is just not really for me. The new Wolfenstein games, not the 2009 one, the newer ones, they were pretty good. Finally, time for Doom. Give me music, please. Let me actually play proper Doom on Game Boy Advance. Here we go. Now I'll actually see how it runs properly, because I've only done emulation with this, and it's always run pretty iffy, so... Music on? Yep. 3 episodes, I'll just do... Hey, not too rough. Oh, that's smooth. That's smooth. It's pretty good. Like, not that you can really sort of tell there, but it's... Yeah, it's smooth. I mean, it's on original hardware, so of course it's going to be smooth. And green blood. Music. You can't switch weapons. Surely you can switch weapons. Okay, so you've got to hold both buttons and then... Oh, okay. That makes sense. Alright, well let's try Doom 2 then. Alright, here we go. God, it runs nice. But a Game Boy, I mean, this is a DS, but a Game Boy Advance playing Doom 2 is pretty cool. So I can change weapons. Alright, so I just have to hold L and R and press A. Okay, cool. Okay, I have a question though. Does saving actually work though? So let's just say I've taken the cartridge out, yada yada yada. Alright, I want to resume my game. Does it work? Certainly does. Beautiful. That's what I wanted. Awesome! 2 of my favourite games on Game Boy Advance right here. I'm just still confused as if... I mean, they have to be reproductions. They have to be. Doom 2 is different. Okay, well that's Doom 2 in there. That's a big chip that's in there. I don't know, folks, but I am definitely happy with these for my collection. I've got a Game Boy Micro, so I can charge that up and play Doom on the Game Boy Micro. It's like the smallest version of Doom you could possibly play. I mean, apart from on the Thumbie, which I've had a look at a while ago. That's not quite Doom though. It's more of a tech demo. So thank you to the folks that did donate on stream for letting me purchase these. These are really cool. I do have a big Game Boy Advance collection already, and as I said, I thought I already had Doom, but I don't. Now I do. Cool. If you like this content, feel free to leave a like or a dislike if you didn't. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.